Jaya
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 Dvaita
Shri
Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit ki jai. श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I welcome you to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita session. Today is December 2nd for us in India. Actually, December 3rd for us and December 2nd for you, 2025. And we're reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 9, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, uh, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels to South India. So we were reading that after delivering that devotee in Siddhavat, who changed from Ram Nam to Krishna Nam, Mahaprabhu traveled on the way back. Now he's returning. He went south and now he's on the way back. So after going to Vridhachalam or Sri Kalahasti, he has come to one village where there are Brahmanas. That means majority of the people in that village are all Brahmanas. So they were all of different philosophies. So they came to debate with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, presenting their own philosophical conclusions, but Mahaprabhu completely defeated them on the basis of Vedas, Upanishads, Vedanta, and established pure devotional service, Srimad Bhagavatam, which is nothing but the commentary of the Vedanta Sutra. And because of being defeated by Mahaprabhu, all of them turned to bhakti. They all turned into, they took to bhakti, pure devotional service, by coming in touch with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then one Buddhist leader came, who was also a very learned scholar, and he came to the Lord and began to speak in order to establish the nine philosophical conclusions of Buddhism. Buddhists are generally not fit to be seen by Vaishnavas, what to speak of speaking. But still, Mahaprabhu, out of his kindness, spoke to him. And why did he speak to him? Simply to destroy the false pride of this Buddhist leader. Then we began reading this verse, text 49's purport. Tarka pradhana Buddha Shastra Nava Mate Tarkei Khandila Prabhu Na Pare Sthapite. So, on what basis we also, discussed how whenever there is a debate, there has to be a pramana on which you are debating. So both will accept one authority. And that ultimate authority is actually Shabda Praman. That means the Vedas, non-defective Shabda Praman, not just Shabda Praman, which is none other than the Vedas. In the Vedas also, the ultimate is, of course, the Vedas are ultimate, but within the Vedas, the highest position is of Srimad Bhagavatam. And Mahaprabhu was speaking on the basis of Srimad Bhagavatam before, but now this Buddhist leader, for him, what was his pramana? Logic. So he was basing his arguments on logic. So what did Mahaprabhu do? Mahaprabhu also defeated him based on logic. That's the point. So Tarka Pradhana Bauddha Shastra Navamate. So there are 9 philosophical conclusions of Buddhism, and these now 9 philosophical conclusions are, uh, what do you say, um, are based on logic. They're not based on Shastra. These conclusions are not based on Shastra. Hmm? That is why Buddhism is called atheism. Atheism. Because they accept only Buddha. They don't accept Vedas. So it is atheism. Hmm? Then what is their Shastra based on? It's based on logic. So on the basis of logic, this leader was arguing. Mahaprabhu, being the greatest logician as Nimai Pandit, he completely defeated, and whatever, when once he was defeated, he was not able to re-establish the points that he was making in front of Mahaprabhu. So then we also looked at, let me share the screen with you. We also looked at what these 9, um, what do you say, conclusions of Buddhism are. I'll quickly go over them one more time for your, just to refresh your memory. The creation is eternal, therefore there is no need to accept a creator. There's no need of a creator because creation is eternal. Second is this cosmic manifestation is false. Jagat mithya. Jagat mithya. So there's no need of a creator because creation is eternal. Second is this creation, this cosmic manifestation is false. Then I am is the truth. I am. That means the spirit soul, right? I am is the truth. Then there is repetition of birth and death in this cosmic manifestation. There is repetition of birth and death. Repetition of birth and death. That means it's not that with death everything is finished. You come back again, right? There's repetition of birth and death in the conditioned state. Then Lord Buddha is the only source of understanding the truth. There's no other. What is your ultimate pramana? Whatever Lord Buddha has said, that is the ultimate. He's the only source of truth. 5. Uh, then 6 is the principle of nirvana or annihilation is the ultimate goal. What is the goal? Nirvana. Nirvana means annihilation. So I am is the truth. But what is the goal? Nirvana, which is annihilation. Annihilation is the ultimate goal. So, and 7 is the philosophy of Buddha is the only philosophical path. So, Lord Buddha is the only source of understanding, and the philosophy of Buddha is the only philosophical path. The path which is given. So we say there is Jnana Marga, there is Bhakti Marga, there is Karma Marga. We say means Shastra is saying. But their philosophy is there's only one path. And what is one path? The path, the philosophical path which is given by Buddha. That is Lord Buddha. That is the only path. There is no other path. Right? There is no other path. And the Vedas are compiled by human beings. That is one of their philosophical conclusions. The Vedas are compiled by human beings. That means we reject them. Anything which is compiled by human beings. Already it is said Buddha is the only source of understanding the truth, and the philosophical path given by Buddha is the only path, right? And then the Vedas are compiled by human beings. And the ninth one is pious activities showing mercy to others and so on are advised. So what does the philosophical path of Buddha involve? Pious activities, punya karma, right? Be kind to others, be merciful, like that. These are advice. Those are their activities. Okay. So whatever you're able to remember. Creation is eternal, no need of creator. First one. Cosmic manifestation is false. Second one. I am is the truth. Third one. Huh? Fourth is there is repetition of birth and death. Fifth is Lord Buddha is the only source of understanding the truth. Sixth, the principle of nirvana or annihilation is the ultimate goal. Seventh, the philosophy of Buddha is the only. I don't know why we are memorizing their tenets. There's no need, right? Well, in case you meet a Buddhist and if you have to talk, you know, they say you have to first, when you meet somebody, you have to, if you have an understanding of their thing, you say, then, you know, you have a better chance there. So, or that is the etiquette to talk, you know. Uh, if you remember Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he was talking to Chand Kazi, how did Mahaprabhu start? Oh, in your dharma, right, like your faith, uh, what kind of faith do you follow? That you kill your father and mother and eat them? So, who says that we eat our father? Where you kill the cow and you kill the bull. Cow is our mother, bull is. So that means Mahaprabhu had understanding of the opponent's philosophy. That's the point I'm trying to make. So when we understand the what is their philosophy, then when you are in a debate, you understand where that person is coming from. You can address it properly. And also you understand how the Vaishnava Siddhanta is explaining that, how to understand. Then based on that, you can place your um, arguments. That's why. So, huh. There is repetition of birth and death. Lord Buddha is the only source of understanding. The principle of nirvana or annihilation is the ultimate goal. Philosophy of Buddha is the only philosophical path. The Vedas are compiled by human beings. That's a big one. So that's what we were discussing the other day. Why the Vedas are not compiled by human beings, that's what we were discussing in the previous session. And the last one is pious activities. So we also started reading maybe we didn't start reading the purport. I think I was just explaining to you about the Vedas. Let's just read the purport now. No one can attain the absolute truth by argument. Tarko apratishtanat. Who says this? This is said in Mahabharata. When we did the Shastra Pramanam course, we saw that. Tarka has no, uh, it doesn't have any uh, foundation. Apratishtana, it has no pratishtha, it has no fame, it has no glory. Logic has no glory. You cannot come to a conclusion through argument. You'll place one argument, your opponent will place another argument, and it will go on forever. Do you ever see? We used to have these debates in high school. The school would organize debates. Of course, there's a judge, a third person who will decide who has won. And we just have to accept whatever they say. But as far as debate, does either party ever say, all right, I agree with what you have said? They'll go on arguing. They keep arguing, arguing. So that's why a time is set. 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever. After that time, okay, that's it. Stop. You must have seen even in amongst devotees based on philosophy. Sometime if they get into a debate, just goes on and on and on and on, and nobody will agree that yes, you are right. It won't. So there is no conclusion by debate. And very systematically, Srila Jiva Goswami explains, because you establish, let's say, even if you defeat and you establish something, in future another person will come who's a better debater than you, who has, he'll come up with something else and he'll defeat you. So you can never come to a final conclusion on the basis of tarka. It's not possible. So therefore, here Srila Prabhupada is saying in the purport that no one can attain the what to speak of understanding the absolute truth by debate, right? Alaksham sarva bhutanam. What is Krishna's position? Alaksham. He cannot be understood through our nalakshase modhadrisha. Kunti Maharani is praying to Krishna. Nalakshase modhadrisha nato natya dharo yatha. That means, even though we see Krishna, we don't really understand Krishna. Not we, even those who saw him. And even we also, whoever we go to the temple, we take darshan of Krishna. It depends on bhakti. When you have bhakti, then because of that bhakti, when Krishna is pleased with us, he will give us the mercy because of which we are able to understand something about him. Otherwise, by seeing with my senses, I don't see Krishna. I don't understand Krishna. Krishna is the absolute truth. The ultimate name, ultimate word in absolute truth is Krishna. Can you understand that Krishna by argument? Sometimes people come and say, can you show me the Lord? Right? By debate, by challenge, you want to understand. You cannot understand. No one can attain the absolute truth by argument. Why? Because in argument, what are you using? You're using your intelligence. And of course, you're, based on what you see. So pratyaksha, anumana, pramanas are being used. In argument, you're using pratyaksha. Your basis is based on your pratyaksha, based on your senses and your mind. Mind is also one of the senses. So, and your intelligence, logic, argument. You want to understand who? The absolute truth. Who is the absolute truth? He is there even before you got your intelligence. He is there before even this creation happened. Creation starts when he glances on Prakriti. Then the 24 elements come. One of those 24 elements is intelligence. And that intelligence is now distributed throughout the unlimited universes. And in one universe, from that intelligence, these numerous living entities, each one is being given some intelligence based on karma. So I got my quota of karma, little bit based on my karma. You see how much, what is the proportion of intelligence that I got from the original, and what is this intelligence? It's just one of the elements of Prakriti. This Prakriti is the external energy of the Lord, whom he doesn't even touch. And I am trying to know that Lord through this little insignificant intelligence based on logic. Is it possible? It's not possible. You cannot understand. Tarka apratishtanat. There is no pratishta, no glory for tarka. You don't try to understand the Supreme Lord and philosophical, spiritual points, philosophy or shastra, in other words, by logic. You cannot understand. Yes, sometimes shastra gives us, explains certain points based on logic. So whatever Shastra is explaining based on logic, that much you can take. But you cannot demand that unless you explain it logically, unless you satisfy my intellectual, hunger, right, for logic, I will not accept your Shastra. You cannot say that. Because not every point of Shastra can be explained through logic. Because your logic is limited. This absolute truth is unlimited. How much can your tiny intelligence grasp of the unlimited? But still, the purpose that Shastra sometimes explains certain points based on logic using material examples is to satisfy your hunger for logic to some extent, so that you will now begin sadhana. The only way to understand the absolute truth is through bhakti. There's no other way, no other way. Even if you want to understand Brahman, even if you want to understand Paramatma, you need bhakti. You need bhakti. Some bhakti you have to do. Otherwise, jnana and yoga, karma, they don't have any independent stand to give us anything. They're all dependent on bhakti. So, bhakti is essential. So, if we say simply by logic, I'm going to understand, no. No one can attain the absolute truth by argument. One may be very expert in logic, and another person may be even more expert in the art of argument. You see, logic and argument, right? So, one person may be very expert in logic, and another person may be even more expert in the art of argument. Basically, argument means you never accept. Logic means you're trying to reason, like this, you're trying to reason. Argument means you just have to defeat the other person. Whatever he says, you have to say, no, 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 not like this, not like this, not. Argument. You just try to put that person down. So one may be an even more expert in argument. Because there is so much word jugglery in logic, one can never come to the real conclusion about the absolute truth by argument. There's so much word jugglery. You don't even understand what they're saying. And that's the trick. They just use so much word jugglery, and you're like, like in a maze, you're like, what is he speaking? You get lost because of their word jugglery. The followers of the Vedic principles understand this. However, it is seen here that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated the Buddhist philosophy by argument. This is Mahaprabhu's genius, right? He defeated, not that, oh, you're just arguing based on dry logic. I'm not interested in arguing with you. No. However, it is seen here that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defeated the Buddhist philosophy by argument. Those who are preachers in ISKCON will certainly meet many people who believe in intellectual arguments. Yes? You are in college, Akshita, Mataji also may be meeting people who are arguing, and they believe in intellectual arguments. Most of these people do not believe in the authority of the Vedas. If you simply said, this is in the Vedas, therefore this is what it is, they will not accept it that way, because they don't accept Vedas as authority, like the Buddhists. The Vedas are written by human beings, so we don't accept that as an authority. We will accept Darwin as our authority. We will accept, Bill Gates as our authority. Whatever they have said, we will accept that. But we won't accept the Vedas as our authority. Intellectual arguments, right? Most of these people do not believe in the authority of the Vedas. Nevertheless, they accept intellectual speculation and argument. Therefore, the preachers of Krishna consciousness should be prepared to defeat others by argument, the way Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did, right? So, the preachers of Krishna consciousness should be, not that we believe in argument, and it's not that you have to argue with every person that you meet. This is especially those people who come with that, you know, uh, with that background, right? Who believe in intellectual arguments, then Srila Prabhupada is saying the preachers of Krishna consciousness should be prepared to defeat others by argument, just as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did. In this verse, it is clearly said, Tarkei Khandila Prabhu. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put forward such a strong argument that the Buddhists could not counter him to establish their cult. So logic is also a study, right? So if you read Srila Jiva Goswami, uh, you know, um, um, Tattva Sandarbha, right? So there it establishes, you will see the presentation. I mean, it's not based on, meaning how you present your arguments in a systematic way. So even when you say logic and argument, we are not going to do dry speculation, and we are not going to argue with them. Even though we argue, but we have to be prepared with our subject matter. How to, so here you should analyze where the person is coming from. So when you study, logic is a subject in itself. Hmm? Shri, uh, like in when one studies Sanskrit, there is grammar, right? You study there. So there you study logic. Mahaprabhu was an expert in that as as Nimai Pandit. He would just defeat anyone. So, Srila Prabhupada is saying, in order to deal with uh, people who have an aptitude for logic, the devotees also should be uh, prepared, right? It is clearly said, Tarke Khandila Prabhu. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu put forward such a strong argument that the Buddhists could not counter him to establish their cult. So, yeah, it's a big purport. I will end here. I thought if it is a short one, we will just, yeah, I'll stop here because I have to go Mangalarti time.
Thank you so
I-
much, Mataji.
Thank you,
We
Mataji.
really appreciate you taking time out of your resting time and giving us class. Like it's like incredible. I cannot even imagine to do that.
No,
Thank you so
Mataji,
much.
actually, I do it because I also need this, to keep in touch with Shastra. And that's why I'm very grateful to, whoever is able to come and, without prior notice also. I just do it, and I'm very grateful to you for joining.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Sometimes if I'm able to do, maybe for 1 hour we'll do, but otherwise like this half an hour sessions we'll
Sure,
do whenever.
Mataji, whatever works for your schedule. And even if something, I wanted to say this the other day too, if any other time works, like we can join even later too. Not many people are there.
Okay.
If like after Mangalarti, after breakfast, if you want to join, if you want to give the class, then also we can do.
How late is okay for you, Mataji?
Anytime at night. After the Aarti is okay. Like after 8:30 US time.
US time after 8:30. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
And what
that
is the
can,
latest? What is the latest? Because for us, that's like morning time. So that'll be good. But what is the latest you can attend?
I cannot speak for everybody, but till midnight is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see, Mataji.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Go ahead.
actually thinking I will just record maybe because that's the time when I may get some time
Yeah.
after the morning program and breakfast and everything sometime. I thought maybe I'll just, if nobody's joining, I didn't expect that anybody would join, but I wanted to do Bhagavad Gita chapter wise.
Yes,
Prabhuji
Mataji.
is doing it in Telugu. I thought I'll just do it in English, um, for my practice, of course, again.
Yes, I
But
always wanted to attend like Bhagavad Gita from beginning, like very, like how you do it, like
yeah,
very analytically, like we have heard it before, yes, but and read it, but like very analytically. So if
yes,
you
yes.
start that at any time, I will join, but you have to just let me know, like maybe 30 minutes before.
Yes, that's my next thing that I'm thinking we will do. Bhagavad Gita, starting with chapter one, not reading all the purports and everything, just shloka wise, like a whole, picture of what's going on in that chapter, following Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's purports,
Yes.
commentary. So, because the purports we are reading already, but this is like in addition to that, like just to get a whole picture of how the dialogues, how
Are
it's
going.
flowing. So I
Yeah.
wanted to do that. Let's see, let's see. And, some days, it may not happen so, every day like that, but the recordings will be there. And sometimes if I don't get a chance, maybe I won't be able to do, but some days when I'm able to do, I'll do. So I thought I'll do like a recording, but if you join, that'll be wonderful. Let's see. I'll
Then
let you know when
yes,
I
if
do.
once you start, you let me know, then I can make that time allocated for that.
Yes, Mataji. Okay.
All right,
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you
So I
so much.
will, thank you. I'll end the session here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Akshita, for joining. Thank you, Mataji. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः।